on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh? What's up? Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? All right, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Take flight.
Huh? So you don't have a vision after? Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right... No, wait. Even when you've got the right person...
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an ant. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces? Well, one thing's for sure. Right? Paimon has a Anyway, just to be on the safe side. Oh? What kind of hunt? A special connection? Yeah. Maybe a little. Anyway, there's no Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's...
Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after... Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto... Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even...
Oh, so you still don't know what he...
I've heard bits and pieces. Is it really as big a... Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all... He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely... Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryo committee.
All right, then. I'll just stay here and carry...
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since we invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, the Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan. In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding... In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill. However, would I be correct to assume...
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, you will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements, yet my ancestors didn't...
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so...
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot Also, eyewitnesses saw him using...
What? But that doesn't make sense.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding...
This is just one of many similar rumors. I'm very uncomfortable with being the subject of... But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me...
This is precisely why I encourage you to give...
Please, in fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then.
Yikes! We nearly forgot about...
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking... No. This puzzles me as much as... My fighting forms were taught to me by my family. Based on techniques originally developed. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaidahara sword art. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle.
All the more reason to watch your back. This...
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury. Or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say, I am now very curious about this matter. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked him.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
You are too kind.
Oh, Mr. Kaide, to be honest with you, some of them were...
Millions? Of Mora?
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my...
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. Sorry, I got a little off topic. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks, or... The Tenryou Commission had very few leads.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about... If anyone had been out there attacking people, that...
Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing... Few people possess your prowess in battle. I am well aware of your talents. It would cause me... For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless...
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr.
You flatter me.
Oh, actually, let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato.
Aminoma.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Aminoma, 2 grown men going missing at the same time. I recalled this because Aminoma Yuya is also...
Understood. Though it seems highly
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some ink.
Sounds good.
If it isn't Kaedahara...
Huh? You 2 know each other?
Yes, the Kaedahara and Aminoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited... let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5... The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the Almighty. Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade.
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old... As an example, the Aminoma art. There is nothing mystical to our work. As for the art of the Kaedahara clan...
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between... For only a blade thus forged can capture and...
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades. But in Ishin, you are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade.
You overestimate me. My actions are... But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information. We hope to assist with the investigation.
Ah, yes. He didn't say a word before, but I've done what I can so far.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too.
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato. Yes. Strange.
Do you have...
If I had to... He's never been. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just... I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon does...
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when... Let's pay a visit to the Nagato house.
Today is a lucky day.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No. You misunderstand us. We are here...
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collect... I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your...
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand what...
That's so... He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. Everything was fine when we first got married. But as
Uh-oh.
he lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. I'm happy on the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum.
Whoa.
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. General, you must understand, I never would have dreamed of threat. After I said those words, his voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to him had I not indulged? And I also don't know if he... The next thing I heard was that our
I see. Amenoma Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so...
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the...
I don't know. Perhaps he's too... As long as he's willing to turn over...
Please don't get upset. If collecting things, but the information we can... This situation...
A little confusing. More like
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece... Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking... Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while.
That is the most likely conclusion based on everything we know. However, in this case, only one of the parties would have started the fire. If this is indeed what happened, one fact that I keep coming back to, Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just right. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here.
Let's keep going. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato.
Okay, but...
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but it felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. Indeed. We should remain...
Huh. So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami...
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hit...
It could well be that he was already under the influence, from what I've been told. But most will develop a stubborn streak. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with.
So...
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to... You needn't worry. things buried in debris. I can't. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reduced.
That was too scary!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami entered. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, quiet your mind. From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion...
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
My apologies.
Let's light it up! Let me weave you a verse.
Shadow Raven, let night fall.
Everybody stand back! Kami Sato out. Suretsu! Take flight!
Yeah!
Whirling snow!
Ugh! Look at this rip!
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. Well, according to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to... Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded...
So,
He was not only mortally wounded, whatever traces there may have been of his fate be... Yes, if Amenoma Yuya is a...
right. So let's get moving.
I wouldn't be surprised if he... For a practitioner of the martial arts, all the clues that... I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct,
Wait, you figured it out?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. On with the search. When...
Hark! 'Tis thundering retribution. An omen of dark times ahead.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here?
I'm not sure. But on... Show yourself!
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same. What's your problem, huh?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Amenoma Yuya... But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is getting... Whoa! Whoa! Surely you don't mean...
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years. Or rather, as a means to occupy Amen.
You shot many, many years ago. I was forged by a famed... as a descendant of the Kaedehara clan.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's... He was a bladesmith of great renown. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of... In her conceit, The Raiden Shogun lost not only the single
So,
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
So Amenoma Yuya was... Tell me, what happens to the...
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse at long last. Kaedehara Kazuha, you now give... Shall rewrite history!
My royal decree... Yeah, take flight.
Submit to me!
Clouds high. The birds call.
Whirling snuff, midnight phantasmagoria. My apologies.
Wind Strider.
And sever that divine light!
Oz, reveal thyself.
Shall
Sakura
rewrite
swirl.
history! Do not stand in my way.
your bluffs.
Lost. Even if you he is but a puppet that can... The end result is the same. And even if I were to lose my physical form by any means necessary, and...
Your fighting style. It is indeed, but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance.
Really? You can tell all that just...
As I've mentioned before, since the blade, if you ask me, the mania is probably due to your...
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little... In that regard, why would I ever...
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's... Well, that brings me to my second point. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. I think you realized your limit, but the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since been...
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from a...
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But even if you were to sever that divine light, is this true? Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin. How could you possibly unleash them?
Silence! I must achieve my... I will concede...
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Face... I have no need of anything that would stand in my way.
How stubbornly you stick to your... I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to it.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to... Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshuka.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the blade. The cursed blade's strength is currently very... The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying.
But...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, we have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things now. Take...
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first. It's all right. So far, This was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state if he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it.
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers hearing about something since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base.
All right.
What about Amin?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently.
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine. Just...
By royal decree.
Leave everything on this journey to me. Time to go. Fallen leaves, adorn my night. Wind strider. Very high.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. Blade is performing largely as I expect. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not...
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Let's keep going. Time to go.
It's my lucky day.
Wind strike.
To the ferry. It's my lucky day.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Finally, high to the ferry. To the ferry.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. He cannot hold out much longer.
But what would that do to Amenoma Yuya?
I will be careful with it. He's still trying to achieve his goal. Time to go.
Look out! Ambush!
strider. Time to go.
Get over! Cheap tricks!
Wind strider.
Take this!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struck.
Yes. And it looks...
The shine's grown a bit dimmer again.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance to...
True form? What are you talking? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. It barely needs stating anymore. I finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. The only one who truly understood you.
Huh? What's that?
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming? Yup. We can help this time.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
It's my lucky day. That hurt. The fairy.
Time to go. Wind strider. As one with wind and cloud. Wind strider.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and no one knew anything of... I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with...
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, too much time has passed. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liat. Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. There is something else I must tell you. Though Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past, though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to say I feel a great sense of regret for you. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only... You have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. How could I possibly deny? I said to him, do not worry, from here on How could I...
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause for... When I touched the hilt for the first time, a bladesmith lay quietly on the bed. A newly forged blade lay by his side. Listen.
Wow. That was the blade's memory.
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, he spent the rest of his life in the forge. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, so he instructed this sentient blade to find a way. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power of this blade...
Shame it's too late now.
Yes. It is too... Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world... He seems to have calmed down, though.
I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my I once told him that I would pay any but darkness. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, but I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of my
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too?
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value.
His attitude has grown a lot. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already... Alas, after that, he never... Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle.
Oh?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore... You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire...
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has this...
I see. He used... I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true, if a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryo Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention?
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of...
What is she trying to communicate?
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneak still. Even if he's way past the point of... Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin art.
Successor of Amenoma art.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Time to go. Wind Strider. Wind Strider. Clouds high. The birds call. That hurts!
Whirling snow!
Thank you. Although he appears battered and broken, his sense of savage cruelty has completely...
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as minor. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr.
Thank you, successor of Amin.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like... Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to...
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come.
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thank...
A prized Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human... Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency...
Really? Is he okay?
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Hyuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy...
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. I have decided to let him do it.
You... But... He...
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us be...
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes, the cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his very wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So... That's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he...
Seems like he really, really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in this. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more.
Oh,
I will continue to support you from this point on.
wait! Shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our and it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me. What a pleasant surprise.
At last, the Sakoku decree has been repealed. Thank you, Almighty Shogun.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin, a weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kai. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across.
I see.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths. So, were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our...
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well. I can understand. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.